Hello everybody, this is Diane, Natalist, and the residuals from COVID are just never ending and extremely frustrating and disappointing. And one of the things I really liked was this, it was just like a local Pittsburgh place, and it's called Eaton Park. It's nothing special, it's like kind of Denny's quality, but they had soup and salad bar with fruit. And it has been shut down in most of our townships and cities, since COVID. Other buffets have been opening up, like the Indian buffet has been opening up. But so I called today, and my particular area, for some reason, has been short-staffed. Now, one thing I do want to say is there's plenty of children, there's plenty of teenagers. People had plenty of children in this particular area. So it is not for lack of bodies. And I called Eaton Park and I asked them, has their buffet been restored? And they said, no, unfortunately, they said we cannot get a proper staff. We are understaffed and we just cannot maintain the buffet. And the other day I was through a drive-through, and the indoor area of the drive-through was closed because they also did not have enough staff. Now, some of you are well aware that in America, some pretty deep handouts were given to people, some pretty generous stimulus checks and checks to families with children, that essentially was not needed for as long as it was given out. Unemployment was extremely generous. In fact, it was more generous to be on unemployment than it was to work. Bad idea, government. Bad idea. And so now businesses are going out completely. They're going out of business. They can't get help. We don't have the quality that we used to have. And a fixture like Eaton Park in the city of Pittsburgh is like, that's just like what McDonald's means to America. Eaton Park is a big part of the city. They're on every, in every corner, basically. In fact, there's one right there, Eaton Park. And it's inexpensive. It's a family restaurant. There's no beer, there's no wine, there's no cocktails. But, it's just so discouraging, and my life has really changed because everything is closing earlier. Restaurants and grocery stores are closing hours earlier, and they may not even open as late as they used to be. And I'm a late night person, so my life has been really restricted and curtailed because of the hourly changes of places and businesses, because they can't get staff. And one eternal disappointment for me is realizing that people have had children. We have plenty of teenagers that could staff these places. We have plenty of young adults. When I was young, I worked when I was 16, straight through 16 on up. Always had multiple jobs out of necessity, of course. My parents were not helpful in any manner, and that's why my parents were basically divorced. I basically cut all ties, went gray rock, abandoned them. They were useless to me. But anyway, the taxes in my particular area, school taxes, property taxes, are extremely high. They're the highest in the state of Pennsylvania. And the township or the area boasts, a good school, good senior high school, whatever that means. So people flock here and people want to be in this area for schools. But it's really disappointing to pay the extreme amount of taxes that we do, and if I told you the amount, your jaw would drop. It's disgusting. It's utterly vile. that a child-free person like myself is obligated and forced to pay for someone else's children. And these children they're not even like, healthy contributing members of society, because we're so short-staffed, but we're not short of teenagers and young adults. So it's a real bitter pill to swallow, realizing that you don't have control in life over anything. And, forced natalist taxes on the child-free is pretty as unfair as you can get. And there's widespread dissent over this. People are vocal about it, but the child-free voice is the minority. We just don't have the vote. We are, we're an oppressed minority. But to pay taxes on the natalists who are not contributing to society is just another slap in the face. And, I contributed when I was young. Of course, now I'm 60. And in turn, I am not getting what I gave to society, I don't feel like. I mean, sure, there's plenty of stores open, I guess. But life has really changed in its flavor and its quantity and quality. And, youth in my city they're just not contributing. And for the last 20 years, I've noticed that young boys, young girls, teenagers, or whatever, they don't go door to door and offering to plow snow. They literally just don't work. I don't know if it's the parents who encourage them to, be a child or, live out their youth a little bit longer before they start working. But there's no sense of like community or helping people. And if you drive around any neighborhood around my area, you'll see hordes of driveways that aren't plowed, and people who need help, and senior citizens. The guy that mows my yard, he said that a senior couple called him in tears, and they just could not find anybody to mow their yard and do their yard work. And this should never be an issue with an ongoing population. We don't have a shortage of births. People are continuing to reproduce. They're just being subsidized either by their parents or by society. I mean, there's nothing other than them being subsidized, because everybody should or could use money or need to save money for the future. And what better time to save money than when you are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25. And some parents are so generous to their children. Like, for instance, this ex-friend of mine that I had, she had 2 grandsons, and they got huge allowances from their mother and their father. And both parents were in the medical profession, did really well, but they were divorced. So they had 2 families to siphon money from. Must be nice, huh? But it's a real bad indication of society when young people are either prevented from working or who don't need to work for some reason, whether they're being enabled or whatever. There's so many senior people that need help, need housework, groceries delivered, snow plowed. We have a big aging population here too. a lot of people over 80, and I'm just very, very disappointed in the young culture, and the fact that, you know, even so far out of the lockdown, that we have businesses closing and short-staffed and no buffets. And the buffets just, I don't know, it's so many people enjoyed the buffet. It was a great way to eat salad and, you know, have the salad prepared for you, and, you know, and just a chance to get out, especially on a day like today. Today's the first real snow of the season. It's kind of drizzly, rainy as well. So, you know, life has just changed for everybody, and I don't know. I may not get much sympathy for this video, but that's because probably most people who are watching are younger than me, and they have not reached, you know, this level where you paid your dues in society unwillingly. Okay, I'm not saying I asked for existence. I didn't ask for wage slavery. I didn't ask for any of this. Oh, this is disgusting. This couple has 3 children. 1, 2, 3. Oh, how disgusting. It's just, I can't stand, I really can't stand what I see on a daily basis, and paying taxes for Natalists for choosing their own lifestyle choice. But things are not, they're not fair for the child-free. So if you're following my advice and, you know, remaining child-free, just beware that life will be very, very unfair for you. And I'm certainly not advocating you to throw in the towel and conceive. No way. I'm making a huge sacrifice to do these videos. Huge. And, you know, one thing about these videos, some of you probably don't realize, is that we attract people that maybe we don't want watching us. There may be even like a neighbor or boss, a coworker, a family member that's watching our videos. And if we could block them, we could, but we have no way to know who's watching us, nor who's yeah, it's just impossible. It's an open forum. It's a public forum. And there's people that I definitely would not want watching my videos. And for that reason, you know, it's quite a humbling experience. And it takes a lot of balls to go online and talk about your life, and to talk about your philosophy, and talk about what you dislike about life. And because with every video, there's got to be an enemy lurking, a hater. And although haters can be some of your best advocates in the fact that they teach you a lot, but you know, I could list, you know, a handful of people that I would not want watching my videos. It's basically spying. It's basically getting a glimpse into somebody else's life, or seeing somebody else up close that you would never rub elbows with, or that you would restrict from your personal daily life. And, like, you know, it's impossible for me to do that. So it takes a lot of balls to expose oneself. And I think the other YouTubers who are doing the same thing as myself can actually relate to the exposure. And, you know, it's somewhat of a violation, a self-inflicted violation. But how else can I get my message of antinatalism across, right? So thanks for watching, folks. And yeah, I'm hoping people resume their jobs soon and life gets back to normal, because you know, if you're in the world, you just need to contribute. That's all. Thanks for watching.